Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Jets of Time Randomizer. We are getting ready for what should be an awesome race between Chocosura and the creator of Jets of Times himself, Raster Cecil. Jets of Time is a quasi-open world randomized version of Chrono Trigger, so all the stuff that you remember from back in the day playing Chrono Trigger, you'll see a lot of it here, just a little bit out of order and a little bit strange. I'm joined tonight by Procky. Why don't you give us a quick rundown of how things start off as we get the racers underway?
Hey, Corin, thank you. I just wanted to point out that we are in the last leg of this tournament now. We're looking at losers bracket, round 5, and it only goes to round 7. So after this race, we're only going to have, I think, 2 more races before we discover our final victor. So I just wanted to point that out, that we are really getting down to the close to the end here. We're going to see our racers get ready here. So as soon as everyone's ready, we're going to see them go, and they're going to start basically doing a few basic checks, vendors, namely, and there's a couple of early key item checks, but we'll get into that in a little more detail as we go along. I'd also like to welcome Brooksley as the tracker tonight. He's joined us to take care of the tracking, and thank you, Brooksley, for joining us.
Yep. Having that dedicated tracker makes things much simpler.
It really does. So it looks like we're starting with Magus and
Marl.
Now that's a pretty good start, at least in terms of having Magus. He's going to be able to deal a decent amount of physical damage right away. Marl won't be able to do that. And they both have the possibility of learning some good tech here. So we're going to be looking for any kind of AoE magic off the bat is going to help them most.
At the very start of the game, there's an interesting decision that runners have to make. We've developed 2 routes that people typically start. One of them is going to the Sunken Desert, where you go search for treasure chests that are kind of hidden behind a couple monsters that you'll just run away from. Get you a little bit of extra gear early, but if you don't take that fight, there is a fight in 1000 AD in a shop in Medina Village, where you can be guaranteed that the second person to attack and the 4th person to attack will always crit because of just how the game's underlying RNG sets up. And then Choco makes a liar out of me and completely ignores every bit of that and runs straight into Mount Dinodoro.
I knew he would do something a little unorthodox there. He's full of surprises, and it's really fun to watch Choco play this.
Okay, so he didn't get into a fight, so the guaranteed crits are still built in.
That's right.
It's only when you start a combat sequence that will change. So if he can avoid the fights, he can be guaranteed a crit, and Magus can crit for enough damage to make it through that fight safely. Ayla can do enough damage without a weapon. Most everyone else has to have a weapon.
That's right. And it's it's going to be interesting just to see what they learn from the fight as well.
And Cecil seems to be saying, I'm not going to even go for that normal check. I'm going to go straight to the cathedral at level 1.
Yeah, see, now I swear that the names are wrong here on the screen. I know the style of each of these players. But yeah, the desert, so you can go into the desert and collect some chests in there early, but you do have to avoid an encounter. Like we were saying, that's the only amount of RNG manipulation I think that we've in Jets of Time so far. It's just that first fight. So if anyone wants to do more work on that, I'll be glad to learn more.
I'll be glad to steal all of that.
Yeah.
So now we do see someone saying, "Oh, you start with the epic." Yes. So in this, you start with the epic, complete with full flight capabilities and access to the year 600 AD and 1000 AD. From there, you're looking to get a set of key items that will eventually unlock a path to fight either Lavos or Zeal 2. And along the way, if you find the pendant, you gain access to the future. If you find the gate key, you get access to prehistory, the 65 million BC. And all throughout, you have characters hidden in a couple of different spots, just as we see Frog descending, a very vanilla-looking frog. You also have one in the castle in 600 AD, and then a couple scattered in a couple of other time periods. So just about everything you can think of has been randomized in this game, other than what boss is at what location. That may or may not be coming soon.
That's right, and I had to actually check. Raster Cecil is indeed the correct name above that screen. Normally Choco does this kind of early cathedral strategy. It looks like Raster Cecil's been watching Choco, and Choco's been watching Cecil, and they're copying each other's strategies, maybe, and doing things opposite that you would normally expect. But things will even out as they sort of start collecting more key items.
Yeah, I did see that Choco did pick up the broken hilt, which is part of the massive moon. I'm assuming that came from the carpenter. I didn't happen to see if he checked the snail stuff to see what item that was.
I missed that as well. Yeah. The bent hilt is a sort of a decent early pickup. I would say, like, if you find the bent sword soon afterwards, and you have Frog actually in this seed, if you have those three things, you actually will be able to have access to Magus's castle, and therefore 12 C if you manage to get to the end of that dungeon. Yeah. You don't need the Dreamstone in Jets of Time to reforge the Mass Immune. And Cecil is really on nitro here. He is just running through,
skipping all of the chests.
He really is.
Just Cecil was saying, why is Cecil bothering with the power tabs with this party? Probably because this isn't going to be his final party. This would not be the most ideal final pairing or trio.
Yeah, you do tend to swap parties quite a bit. I'd say, like, generally when you play a seed of Jets of Time, you're just going to find better party combos for different scenarios, and go with what that gives you the best chance. So you might save power tabs for someone like Ayla or like Chrono, I would say, or Robo.
Yeah, and I mean, even Frog can sort of benefit from it, but typically you're going to see mostly magical attacks out of him, although really you're probably not going to see much of Frog at all if they find anyone of any decent strength.
Yeah, unless they find, say, like a Brave Sword or something, or a Rune Blade for Frog. He'll probably get shuffled back into the deck after they find their fourth character here.
All right, so we do see Ice learned. I mean that'll be good for the Aqua fight. Still no AoE magic yet.
Yeah, I think maybe every character except for Magus will learn their tech actually quite fast. You only need 5 tech points to learn your first tech, but with Magus, I think you need 50 or something. But it's pretty high, and it takes a long time before Magus learns his first tech. It is balanced a little bit with his like powerful physical attack, relative to early game. But yeah, he certainly won't be receiving power tabs. Because once he actually gets some text going on, you're not going to be physically attacking with Magus, period.
Yeah, and I mean, Marl and Luca obviously have no use for power tabs because they don't even actually use the power stat for their damage.
Yeah, that's right. Don't give power tabs to Luca or Marl ever. Unless you just hate power tabs. So we see Cecil has started this Yakra fight. Obviously, there is a commonly used glitch to skip Yakra. This randomizer has a flag option. You can turn off those kinds of glitches, those fade out glitches, the elixir glitch at the end, unequip glitch. There's a lot that you can turn off, and we just play tournament seeds like that. But you have the option, if you roll your own seed, you can always have those glitches available to you to play, if that's how you like to play. Of course, RNG manipulation is always available, as well as the menu glitch at certain points in endgame. Also on the Xena Bridge, there's actually a menu glitch you can hit. And we'll see that maybe coming up soon.
Yeah, we might see the menu glitch. We'll see Cecil just finishing up with the Yakra fight. This will unlock a character in the 600 AD castle, where you would normally find Marl. You will now find a character, obviously not Marl, since she's already with the party.
Yeah. I have to say, too, both of these players today have it. They are here very early, I think, on the timer. Usually when I play a seed like this, I'm hitting Yakra at about 12 minutes. So, or, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. They're doing really well. This is going really fast so far.
Yeah, this is awfully quick. What it does mean is like a couple of those checks haven't been done. And we saw Choco actually go and do some of the early quote-unquote free checks. Turns out they're nothing all that important. If Cecil finds everything he's looking for without having to do them, that's a good time save as Robo appears.
Wow, Robo.
So robots exist in 600 AD. No one question it.
Well, see, everything exists at every time when there's time travel.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Frog goes away.
Yeah, see, I see. Yeah. So, I'm just seeing someone ask about multiples of the same character. I think that we have maybe some type of plan for that in the future, but it's just not available yet. I think many people have joked about giving me or other players 3 frogs.
Well, if it's in the beta and you could get like 3 hero medals and 3 Massimin 2s, that wouldn't be too bad.
That'd be very interesting.
I just want 3 Lucas. I want triple flares.
Triple flare. Flare cubed.
Okay, it looks like we are selling off some stuff, which makes me think he may be looking to do a... oh no. Cecil hadn't even done his shopping yet. He didn't have any of his shop stuff done.
I know, that's incredible. So he didn't even check many chests in there either. He's a motorboat right now.
I mean, not that the cathedral is that difficult, but...
Oh, we have Robo's ribbon at Snail Stop, and he chose to buy it for Robo. That's amazing. That's
very interesting. By going there after the cathedral, he knows he has Robo, and thus the Robo ribbon's actually useful.
Oh, he didn't even know that it was there, maybe.
No, he didn't go because he knew about it. But Choco knows that it's there, but is he going to take the time to go back to get it?
Wow.
Once he gets his Robo.
It's very interesting. So Cecil doing his carpenter check now. While Choco runs up the stairs, he's about to discover that he has Robo in his party. And we'll see what he chooses for his party. He has to get rid of one of his members here.
Yeah, just like Vanilla Chrono Trigger, you can only have 3 members at a time because traveling through time with more than 3 people causes the multiverse to break down.
Yeah, and then it sends you to end of time. That's all. It's not a
Exactly.
huge consequence, but I guess it would be annoying if you kept doing that over and over.
I mean,
Oh,
never
and
mind
he
the fact
puts
that at the
Robo
end of
in
the
it.
game they figure out how to break that rule. But
That's right.
and okay,
And he
send 3
puts
people
Robo in
at
the
a
back pocket.
time.
He put Robo in his back pocket. He's not going to use Robo. He might want to develop Marl's tech. I don't know what she has coming up. The one reason to keep Frog could be for speed purposes.
Could be. I mean, it depends on if you want an AoE healer in your final group. If you like having the AoE healer, both Frog and Robo do it. Frog does it better, and Frog does it faster. But Robo is a much better damage-dealing potential.
Absolutely, and you can always give him speed tabs and stuff if you want. If you really are decided that you want to keep him, I recommend at least giving him speed tabs because, gate key on the bridge, amazing early gate key. Now he is definitely going to take this fight.
Yeah, a lot of people will save before doing the Xenon Bridge check because if it turns out to be something like the tools that's completely and utterly useless, you'll see people ignore it, reset, and not do the check. Gatekeep, you're doing because that gives you access to prehistory, that gives you access to learn magic, so you can unlock magic on Marl and on Frog and get them past their 3 initial techs. Robo's about to learn Uzi Punch. I just saw pass on Cecil's screen.
That's incredible, and it's incredible as well how Cecil looks so ahead, but he left out those early checks. Now Chocosura, he's already on the bridge, and he's pulled ahead here now. However, I think Choco does not have that ribbon, but Cecil does. That's going to give him a slight edge, I think.
It could. And seeing interesting tactics here on Xenoblade by Chocosura, there's 2 ways to progress. If you attack Ozzy 3 times, it will force the skeletons to despawn and Ozzy will run away. If you kill all the skeletons, Ozzy will run away. Killing them with physical attacks is difficult, but Ice Water, which is the combination of Frog's Water and Marl's Ice, is an AoE damage point that will one-shot all the skeletons.
Yeah, so if you're going to use Ice Water,
really nice.
That's exactly why he did not use Robo, because he knew he could use Ice Water, and that's really smart.
Yeah, that's going to save probably a good 2 minutes of time. Because you'll have to go through 3 attacks, and the 2 attacks of the skeletons, and then 3 attacks of skeletons.
That's right, and we saw him actually get that menu glitch too, by the way, which we were talking about earlier. So there's
it's dropping prism specs.
And it's dropping prism. That's insane. Yeah, if you hit it, sorry, that tickled me. You at the correct moment, it will give you a menu during a transition between the second fight on the bridge and Zombor. You could also hold Y and switch a party member, but we don't generally do that.
Okay, so I'm sitting here thinking now, Robo is going to, I think, get enough tech points to learn Uzi Punch for the fight against Zombor. So you're going to have Uzi Punch versus Ice Water.
It's gonna speed up his final fight, I think. So, jeez, this is a really interesting.
This is great. This is it's super close and it's super different. That's normally when you get these close races is because the runners are doing the same things and it's all down to execution. Here, it's all about choices and it's still stupid close.
That's right. And we were watching 2 basically technical, geniuses of this game. Obviously, the developer himself, but Chocosura has been involved from the start, and he knows the ins and outs of this, like as good as anyone. And Yep, they're both making their own decisions here, and
Yeah.
they
And I just saw the
they're
sad
playing
news
the
that he
game.
didn't get Uzi Punch. I thought I saw it was 15 tech points, and he should have gotten that, but it may only be 14 tech points on the bridge.
It looks like Cecil's catching up because they're fighting the same boss, but this can take a while. So we have 1807 on the kill for Choco, so we'll see just how far behind Cecil is here. Choco's going to go and head into this Elder's house here, because if you do and you collected the Nagaet bromide in the cathedral, you can turn it in just like you can in the original game. But you do get an extra bonus in Jets of Time. He'll give you one of each tab. So worth it just for the speed tab.
I was going to say, and the speed tab's the important one. The power tab, magic tab, they're nice. The speed tab's important. Speed is the most important stat in the game.
It really is. Magic tabs and power tabs are nice. They give you a bit of an edge, but they really don't add much. When, like, if you add one magic tab to Luca, like, her magic damage ain't going up that much. Maybe by 20 damage or something. And it's hard to justify, in my mind, going out of your way to collect a lot of magic and power tabs. But we'll see how that goes. We saw Cecil collect that extra power tab in Cathedral, and he must think that's going to give him an edge, so I could easily be proven wrong here.
Okay, we see Choco now heading into the desert. Like I said, this is where some people will come early in the game. They'll ignore all these fights and just pick up the chest because you tend to get some decent gear in them.
That's right, but he comes in with ice.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, unless he has a heal. Oh, he does.
Yeah, but it wastes both Marl and Frog's turn because he had already prepped the ice water.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but he really is using the right strategy here. If you manage to get in here early with any, like, if you have ice 2, water 2, or like we see here, ice water, you're going to be able to kill these screens of monsters instantly, and it's going to grant you an incredible amount of attack. And if you can do this early, oh my goodness.
Yeah, every fight here is at least 12 to 15 tech points at a minimum. If you take all the fights, I mean, Magus will actually power through his first 2 or 3 techs. Same idea goes with doing like Hecarim Cave early. You can take advantage of a couple of oddities in the code where if you learn a tech, the number of tech points you earn for that fight is doubled.
Right, that's right. Oh, and it looks like Cecil's actually going for Hecarim, so he's not going to be shy of tech points at all here. He doesn't quite realize that he can use ice water, maybe, and do desert, but he has still got a very good path here. You can get a lot of tech points out of Hecarim Cave. Many fights will give you at least 20-25 tech points.
Yeah, if you just take just the big tech point, you see Ice 2 coming up from Marl in 14 points. Good. I think this first fight is going to be taken, even though it will be slow, because it will guarantee getting Ice 2. And here comes Frog. I'm guessing that's going to be Ice Water Strats there, too.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would try to keep Magus in for as many fights as you can in Hecarim, because like we said earlier, it takes a while to learn his first tech, 50 tech points. Hecarim is a great place to go to get those really quick.
And I think this is purely just to get Marl over to Ice 2 so she'll have a solo AoE tech. And then we're going to see Frog disappear. And
I haven't caught a lot of their tech menus. I don't know exactly what they have and what they have coming up.
Magus's first tech is Dark Mist.
Oh, good.
I did not see what his second one is.
Right, so Cecil is still favoring Robo a little bit here. I mean, I would too if I had the ribbon on him.
And Choco has actually moved Robo into the fight because you need the best physical damage possible
And he
for
found a big hand.
this fight. Yeah, what timing?
Oh, and he's going through
Now
the
get
swag.
it equipped before the fight starts.
Yeah. Choco, you crazy, crazy. Oh, and we have prism specs on our characters. This is just delightful
This
to
is
watch.
gonna be Robo may just kind of power through everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Magus has prism specs too. That's awesome.
That's great.
And just think about what that means for later in the game too.
It really is. It's a good omen if you want to, put it that way. But they're both going to be, maybe getting a check around the same time here. So Cecil's still a little bit behind, maybe, but they're going to be getting a different check each, and we're going to see what those items are that they get. It's going to drive their paths possibly even further apart, more divergence, which is what I love to see.
Now, I will say Choco definitely has the scarier of the two boss fights. If that core happens to die, the remaining parts of Ret Knight will go berserk, start throwing out stops, slows, confuse, 300 damage to the entire party attacks. It basically just kind of goes ham on your party. And the only way to prevent the core from dying is to hit it with non-water elemental magic. Magus just attacked the core.
Right, and that's why he's using laser spin, I think, to heal the core. He doesn't want that core to die. He has low hit points, but he's also going to have to hack this thing down quickly, because the longer this fight takes, the more you get punished. And it is always sketchy to come in here when you have under 300 hit points. You have to really play on the edge and know that you have what it takes.
Yeah, the tone attack, I don't even know, I'm sure it has a name, but the attack from the head where he will reach out and drain you of your health to heal himself will do almost 300 damage to any character. I think Morrow probably gets one shot by it if she gets hit.
Meanwhile, Cecil's actually... Oh, the
Core's dead.
He's
and now the defense is going to go up every time he's attacked.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not so bad.
So now he has to alternate attacks with casts of ice, which reduces the amount of damage he'll do to actually make it through the fight.
I didn't know that part. I didn't know you had to do that. Wow.
And Cecil is now taking on Hecarim.
And he's just destroying Hecarim with Dark Mist.
Oh, that lucky crit from Robo.
Beautiful.
And that means he actually gets double the experience and double the tech points off the fight. I don't think that was intended, but he gets rewarded.
Good. Yeah, sometimes it's good if you kill that core just before you kill the top or the bottom, because it can be tricky to kill it on its own. It likes to run away. And it gives you a huge bonus. Cecil has finished Hecarim earlier than I thought he would. And I think our runners are back to being almost like toe-to-toe here. Hecarim is definitely a longer check than Desert. He finds Moonstone, which is not that flattering.
Yeah. You've got the gate key, so you're closer to being able to use the Moonstone, but...
Yeah, and he's going now to use the gate key. This is what gives us access to 65 million BC. It also gives you access to the end of time, which is important because, as you know, Specchio is hanging out there in the back room, and he's going to teach you magic. It applies to characters such as Marl, Frog, Chrono, and Luca, and unless you talk to him and learn magic, you're only going to learn your first 3 techs. Once you talk to Specchio, do his little war dance, you're able to learn beyond that. So Cecil is capitalizing on that now.
Yeah, and we see
I
the
missed what Choco got there. What did he
Prism
get?
Shard was the reward for that. So he can now take Marl through a cycle of time periods and talks to go on one of the most annoying fetch quests in the game.
Yeah, that's interesting. They Cecil got the Moonstone and Choco got the Prism Shard. Those two items sort of work in conjunction with each other once you do that King's Trial quest and fight Yakra 13, because just before you fight Yakra 13, that's the Prism Shard trigger. That'll give you one check. You find it at where the rainbow shell is in the basement of the castle. But after the Yakra 13 fight, you can use the powered up Moonstone. You need to power it up. But that will give you a second check. So when you have both of those items at once, it allows you to get 2 checks out of that King's Trial quest.
Yeah, but to do that, you have to have access to the future to go pick up the powered up Moonstone.
That's right. We don't have that yet.
Choco went to the end of time and didn't unlock magic.
Huh. Now,
Marl has ice too. That's technically the best physical attack or best attack magic she can get. Maybe she doesn't need anything else. Robo and Magus don't require magic unlocks.
So he's looking for... Now, I'll do this sometimes. Right before I learn magic, I will go up to the Dactyl Nest and see who's there, because it might save a little bit of time. Actually, he knows it's going to be either Luca or Chrono, because we saw Ayla at the Frog's Burrow, right?
That's right. So this is someone who will learn magic. I'm betting he's wishing that it's Luca, because Luca's just really, really, really good.
Luca is bae.
And we see Cecil is electing not to go up Dactyl's Nest and instead is heading into Reptite Layer to get another check done. So, particularly if this turns out to be Chrono, a little bit of time made up here by Cecil.
I would say so. Chrono still, though, can be... Ooh, he gets the skip. That's a great skip to get. It's a very narrow 1 pixel way you have to take.
Yeah, I saw him. He tried to line up without running into the corridor first, which is
and
difficult. He gets the other one too.
Beautiful.
No pulse buffer required.
Unbelievable. Oh, and
there's Luca.
Oh, icing on the cake there. And that's how you do a perfectly optimized Dactyl Nest, basically. You want it to be quick, and it was with Choco. Now he has Luca, and you can... Okay, Marl has Life 2 and Ice 2? Oh, and Ice. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you will get a seed where Marl starts with Life 2, Haste, and Ice 2, and that's the god Marl. And it happens.
I don't know. I actually preferred to get something like Aura instead of Life, because I hope to never have anyone down in the first place. And I prefer Aura because it's so cheap. True.
I will totally agree with that. But I will also say that with Life 2, sometimes at the end game where you're getting status effects, it's nice to let someone die so that they get rid of that status effect, and then you can just revive them with full health.
That's true.
So Choco...
My general theory is Ice 2 plus Haste plus some sort of curative spell, so not Provoke.
Exactly, yes. And this is a great team. I don't know if he's going to kind of stick with this team, but I really like this team. You get Antipode 3, Antipode 2, Antipode 1. You get Frog Flare. And what is
AoE heals.
Sure. AoE heals. It's just a very powerful team.
You get Haste. You get Life. You get the only place you're kind of lacking would be single target physical damage.
Exactly, unless you find some crazy lucky items like Valkyrie and Wonder Shot and a good sword for Frog. And they're squishy.
They are squishy. Someone who's not squishy right now is Robo, currently fighting on Cecil's side, going up against Nizbel. Robo with Heal Beam, keeping everyone alive, while Marl and Magus toss out magic to bypass the high defense of Nizbel. Normally, when you come here in Vanilla, you have to have Ayla in your party who has no magic, Chrono, who has very pitiful magic, and then someone who probably has decent magic. But the intended strat, of course, is hit him with lightning to lower his defense and then wail on him with Ayla. We don't have Ayla, and we don't have lightning.
Yeah, so he's doing okay here, although it looks like he's falling just a little bit behind on his healing versus receiving attacks. But he's good that he has Dark Mist Nice too. He could totally get rid of this Nizbel, this pesky Nizbel soon.
And we see Choco has gone to Hecarim's cave now that he has magic. He has swapped his party again to a interesting setup, at least.
Oh, is Marl's fourth skill haste? It is, and Magus's fourth skill is Dark Matter.
Okay, that makes much more sense all of a sudden.
Yeah, Choco's going to enjoy these tech points now because he just unlocked magic. I'm a little surprised maybe, though, that he chose to put Magus and Robo in there. I may personally have used Luca and Frog at this point because they just learned magic and you're going to get a ton of tech points here.
Yeah, I am surprised that you would not include Luca. I can understand not taking Frog, Luca. But
Sure.
I mean,
he's looking
not
at
having
the Dark
Luca
Matter,
get towards
though.
Flare.
He's looking at Dark Matter. I don't see what Luca has, though.
Yeah, Dark Bomb's going to be coming up. Cecil's just finished up the fight with Nizbel. Robo's learned Area Bomb. We're going to see another item pickup. We're
Ruby
looking
Knife.
for a pendant, maybe?
Cecil just got the Ruby Knife from the Reptite layer, which is amazing. He now has 2 out of the 3 items he needs for Go mode. All he needs now is the Dreamstone. And as soon as he finds that, he's going to be able to access Lavos and finish the seed.
All right, so we're 1 item away. His remaining possible checks: Desert, Denadora Mountain. We know Desert gives you Prism Shard, so Prism Shard becomes a valid check. I think that's all he has available
Desert
right
and Denadoro. Now. Yeah, that's all he has.
I'm just saying, because everyone's avoiding Denadora because it is a fairly long check.
It takes a long time, and it can be a bit of a punishing final battle with Masamune. Like, he comes with, I think, 3,500 HP and can do a pretty, decent amount of damage. If you go in there a little early, you might struggle a bit. It's not the hardest fight in the rando, but again, if you're in there a little too early, you might get punished for that. So if you go in later, it turns into like a 30-second not ordeal. It's so easy and fast.
Okay, Luca has been subbed in now. Carl. And I think that actually makes the most sense if you're not looking to unlock Anipode immediately, because Marl has all the text you care, all the text you care about. And now we're kind of in the reverse of where we were just really a moment ago.
It's amazing. I think we're going to see them do Denadoro after, too. And then it'll sync back up.
But we see the difference. Chocosura with Dark Matter just said, no, go away. And
However, Cecil's going to have a very fast Ret Knight fight as well. He's way more powered up than Choco was. But Choco may pull ahead a little here because actually checking for that key item after you fight Red Knight, you have to go to Fiona, you have to travel through time once, you have to go to the shrine, you have to go through a small cutscene, and then you finally get your key item after that. So it's a little slower than Hackrang.
All right, I'm seeing a little bit of shopping. I expect a couple of shelters being bought. Yep, several shelters. I've noticed a distinct lack of ethers on either side.
I've noticed that as well, and that could be a problem coming up, but there's got to be ethers somewhere at this fair. At least I would hope.
I think that's what we're looking for.
Well, we got a lot of heals now. That's good for Choco.
Yeah, that'll take care. If you do end up fighting Lavos, you'll deal with multiple obstacles and random spell status.
Cecil has just taken out the core after properly killing everything else first.
That's nice. All right, Choco, I need you to pet the validation cat. It's very important that you pet the validation cat.
Oh,
thank you!
He did it. He did it. I need to work that into my run because you do get that free like shelter basically in Chrono's bed.
I typically use it any Black Omen seed. I will rest there before starting Black Omen.
Because I'm not, am I going to go pet the kitty otherwise? Maybe I will. I don't know. I do go to my way to always name the epoch Tupac. So if I'm going to do things like that, I might as well kitty.
Yeah, no, that is my thing. Is like I have to pet the cat. Oh, Choco may have just missed out on the secret tunnel. I did see one of the evil was drilling. It was close to the borderline of where you would get access to the secret area.
Yeah, sometimes those diggers will start digging really as the second you enter that screen, and you won't actually hear them, and it just makes you run. It's happened to me many times. But if you manage to get into those quote-unquote secret tunnels, there are chests in there that are high tier, and you can find just about anything, including haste helm, prism dress, name it.
Okay, Cecil seems to be saying he's gonna go for the prism shard check.
Now that's interesting. If he feels confident with his team's, capability to fight Yakra 13, it could be faster than Denadoro.
So either Denadoro or Prism Shard 1 has to lead to Pendant, possibly through a series of fetch quests. Because one of the things about the randomizer is every seed is not only completable, every seed is 100%able. So you can use that knowledge to kind of figure out what items can and can't be where. You'll never be locked in a way where you can't access a time period. It may just require some fancy shenanigans.
Unless you pull a procky, for example, and forget to... So this has happened to me. I will talk to the carpenter in the bar, and then I just get right in the epoch and fly away without talking to the wife. And then I'll get to the very end of a seed. I'm like, where is... This seed is broken. And I'm like, oh... That's what it is. So, aside from my own ignorance, I've never had a seed that was not 100% completable.
Yeah. No, Cecil was saying, like what Cecil did by skipping getting Luca and keeping the party, if you are happy with this party as your final party. If this goes to fight Lavos, this is not a terrible party.
Yeah, and he says, why not burn all the tabs? I would say I might save them as well, just until I know exactly which go mode I have. So in our flag set that we use for these tournaments, you have basically two major paths to the end game. One is through Lavos, the other is through Zeal 2 and the Black Omen. And both of those paths kind of use different strategies. So I might save those tabs until I know exactly which path I'm going to take.
Yeah, speed tabs are the ones that are the most interesting to have a hold of. Because if you gave them to Morrow or Robo early, it does speed up some of your combat fights. But other than bosses, just about every fight at this point is a character cast a major spell and everything dies.
Choco's dropping off the Moonstone here early. He doesn't have the pendant yet, so he can't pick it up in the future, but you can do that early and just kind of get it out of the way. Oh,
there's go mode.
Raster Cecil has
Cecil
go
has go mode.
He found the Dreamstone, and unbelievable. The 43-minute go mode. And he's back in the lead, I would say.
I think so. And also 43-minute go mode puts world record on the table.
Yeah, it very well may.
I mean, it would be a very tight run.
Yeah, he would have 40 minutes to get it done, and it's possible, I think. But I think he would need Frog Squash or Dino Tail for that elevator.
Yes, that's true.
Ocean Palace.
Because you got to go through Ocean Palace. I did see a couple of blue mails drop, so your Golem Twin fights are pretty easy. Just make sure Morrow cast Ice 2.
Yeah, I saw a lot of absorb armor drops for both players. They're going to be laughing when it comes to, yeah, exactly what you said, the golems, or absorbing magic in general. So Cecil's just got to sit through some cutscenes, basically, and then he'll also do a fight.
Okay, so Choco is making the same choice here.
He is. He is.
I was kind of afraid he might go do Dinodoro.
He's going to get go mode now. Or no, did he already? No, right after this, he'll go back into the basement. Yes. So we're going to have a real race on our hands very soon here. Because both of our racers they are a little under leveled. They're gonna have to find somewhere to grind. They're gonna maybe have to get some ethers, which I don't think they've found yet.
Yeah. So there is a spot in Ocean Palace that is a good place to grind, and B, guaranteed ether drops. At least for now. So you can grind there fairly easily, but considering your grinding spells right now are Dark Matter or Will Be Flare, that costs 20 MP, ethers give you 10 MP. It's not a good way to stack up ethers for a final fight.
Cecil just slaps the heck out of Yaker 13 and the fight is over. So he might try to, maybe he's missed a couple of vendor checks. We'll see. He might try and find those ethers. He might just go straight into Tyranno Lair.
Yeah, you also have the new shop in Zeal that can always carries at least a pendant and usually has some high-end stuff such as prism specs for sale or mega elixirs. But fairly often I see either full ethers or hyper ethers, which would give you something for the final fights at least. I see Moon saying he would search for Blue Rock at Zeal. No, Blue Rock is not allowed. None of that. All right, Cecil is going to go pick up some shopping here. Is checking a couple vendors. We're going to probably see a few shelter buys. Look for ethers. Be very disappointed there are no ethers.
Yes, he's going to check all vendors and find no ethers and be disappointed. That's one unfortunate thing about talking to Melchior. If you have Marl in your party, he'll ask about her pendant. He actually skipped a vendor there. That surprises me. He seems to be unconcerned with his ether situation. So
yeah, he is just up and going.
Yeah, the Moon Blizzard says I would be searching for the blue rock. I would probably start considering that with a team like this. Blue rock, of course, will give you the skill, the triple tech Omega Flare if you have Magus, Luca, and Robo. And it's incredibly powerful. And I think we've seen a race in the past. I forget who exactly was racing.
Uh-huh.
They actually pulled ahead using a blue rock in the very final moments of the race, and it was such fast kill speed that it won the race.
You're enjoying rubbing that in, aren't you, Procky?
Again, I don't remember like certain players. I just remember moments. So could be anyone.
All right, so we see Cecil making his dive into Chrono layers. Got a couple of fight against some small little purple reptiles that he's just going to run away from. Eventually, we're going to end up fighting Nizbel Mark II and also the Black Tyranno. I don't see any problem with either of those fights because double prism specs.
Yeah, that's basically all the confidence you need. I would say, like, you want to get some lightning on with Nizbel 2, but you may not need it, to be completely honest. You have Dark Matter, Ice 2, and, well, I hope Robo has something to offer here.
He can heal people?
That's right. Honestly, if you have 2 good attackers and 1 good healer, you can get through in the game.
It's not quite as fast if you don't have 3 good attackers. You could bring in Frog, and I don't remember if Cecil unlocked magic on Frog or not, but that would be a good way to...
Beautiful pickup there on Cecil's end. He just went for some of these chests, which you have to take a special path in order to collect these, and he knows of this. He just got a gloom helm for Magus.
I had no idea that path existed.
Yeah, me neither. I don't use it, but that inspires me to use it in the future.
That's a lot of... For a early go mode like this, I mean, getting those extra chests is a huge deal.
It really is, and he got that gloom helm, which protects status on Magus. That's a huge deal, too, when you're fighting Lavos in the end, because he throws out status effects like nobody's... It's the best option is to have status protection on your helmet, because then you can,
Because then you could still have a prism spec equipped.
Exactly.
But this also means Magus comes with a free pendant. So, I mean, now you've got 2 characters with permanent status protection.
And Choco he's out now. He's got his go mode. He's ready to go. He's going to do a little bit of shopping like we saw from Cecil. And he's going to jump right in it as well. I am shocked at how far ahead Cecil pulled in this race.
I am too.
I don't even know where he made that time up, but he is like quite ahead now.
I mean, the checks done by each person are effectively the same.
Yeah, the Dactyl Nest. That's something he didn't do.
I mean, there's right. Dactyl Nest. Choco did go get the... Well, I was going to say he went and got Broken Hill, but that was the Carpenter's. No, he went and bought the Broken Hill, didn't he? So, a little bit of shopping time, I guess, but certainly not the mere 4 minutes or so that it looks like Cecil's ahead right now.
I would say it's about 4 or 5 minutes now, yeah.
But you're going to get some time made up by Choco. He's got Frog in his party, so he could get Frog Smash, could get Frog Flare, could just have Flare.
I agree. I think Luca could make up that difference just through damage output alone later on.
Now, I do think it's interesting that we have kept both runners have kept Magus in. I mean, for Cecil, it makes sense because he doesn't have anyone better. I kind of expected Choco to end up with Marl Luca, just because Antipode is so powerful.
Yeah, especially with haste and her other skills being available so early. You don't have to wait for them. But at the same time, Dark Matter.
Dark Matter is really good.
It's really good, especially with Prism specs.
I think the biggest possible difference, Cecil has Robo, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal, except Robo's the one character who probably doesn't get one-shot by Lavos boomerangs.
That's absolutely true. He is a good tank to have on your team. Look at Choco is collecting some of those extra chests as well. Something I never do, but boy, it could really pay off.
Yeah, I do think Choco got the Gloom
That's
Helm,
too bad.
but he did catch a fight.
Yeah. That's going to slow him down a little bit, but he is right on the heels of Cecil now. They're both, in the same area. And
yeah, Cecil starting the Chrono fight as the HP drain comes in.
Yeah, he goes straight for Azala, take her out, and then you can proceed with the rest of the fight. The Black Tyranno will drop its defense eventually, but it happens faster if you kill Azala quick.
And Cecil's taking the time to drop barriers, or magic walls in this case, for safety. And the stream appears to have frozen for me.
Okay, it came back. Yeah, I could see some motion.
I saw a little bit of movement. I see Choco going. Cecil still appears to be frozen.
Someone casted stop on the stream, maybe. I'm sure this will get sorted out. There we go.
Okay, good. I was going to say, please don't let Cecil end up losing in this stream.
And their timers are still synced, so that's nice. So we get to watch the end of this Black Tyranno. Oh, he's using haste, he's using barriers, and Robo is Uzi punching their way to glory.
I do see Magus kind of running out of mana.
He has entered full attack mode.
Running out of mana is a real threat here.
That's right. It is. How haste is going to help, and the barriers, but he might actually eat an attack here if he can't heal his MP.
All right, I see a few mid-ethers. I don't know where those came. I'm guessing those were drops from somewhere.
Boy, when that's all you have, it's...
But, I mean, it's also what you need right now because, I mean, Dark Matter's 20 MP.
That's right. Yeah, I really hope he finds... I hope both of them find in 12,000 DC, because that's, I think, the only place they haven't checked.
Okay, I see 18 ethers on Cecil's screen, and the last mid-ether was getting ready to go out as Black Tyranno falls, drops off a white male. Robo learns shock.
Cecil surprised us. He didn't have an ether problem at all.
Well, I don't know, because now you only have 18 regular ethers left. That's probably not enough. That's not enough to get through the end game if you grind. And it would be dangerous at low levels if you don't grind.
They will get 1 ether for every fight they do in Ocean Palace if they choose to grind there. They will get a guaranteed ether. It costs more than that to actually fight the monsters.
Right.
Yeah, I hope they find something at the new shop, or they could go to Earthbound Village. I think they have 3 or 4 vendor checks as soon as they unlock 12,000 BC. So, ether, mid ether, even full ether or hyper ether, they want to find something and stock up on them. I'm not sure what Cecil's PB is, to be honest.
I don't know. But Cecil's entered the gate 58-10. So we can use that as a gauge to see just how far behind Chocosura ends up.
Yeah, and he's got Luca and Marl now, and Magus in his party, so he's going like full mage, glass cannon, high output, and we'll see how that serves him.
Talk about squishy. No one in that party without an earring to boost their HP is going to go above like 450.
That's right. That's maybe the best accessory to give some of these low HP, low defense characters. It can save a whole run, honestly, if you have earrings to put them.
All right, so Cecil is visiting Janice. We're getting the moonwalk.
Yeah.
I saw this in our chat recently, talk about how there's a glitch because you're not supposed to have Magus here, obviously.
He's looking for the blue rock, by the way.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Luca.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing? He just wants the new fighter. Huh. Interesting.
Extra tech points.
Luca, you're right.
I mean, it's good experience. I think you get a speed tab out of it. You got a hyper ether out of it.
Yeah, 90 tech points is good too. Oh, and you do get a speed tab. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Well, I generally, once I reach about this point, a speed tab doesn't feel like it does much for me anymore. But
yeah, it's obviously worth it for him. I was confused. I thought the rock was in this town. It's actually in the other town.
Cecil's going to do the full Zeal walk. Oh, never mind. The epic actually transports with you. That I did not know.
I know. I don't know every instance, but sometimes it follows you.
Because I never go to that first village.
Yeah, sometimes it follows you. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm looking over at Choco's screen now, and looks like Luca fell, but Life 2 brought her back with full HP. That's nice.
She got knocked down. She got up again. Ain't nothing going to keep her down.
That's right.
Okay, well, we're selling stuff. We haven't seen what's for sale yet.
Yeah, it's difficult to choose what you want to sell from that list because everything is giving you different types of protection that you might need later.
I would say I was going to say the white mail is probably the least needed, but
it can be great against
Final Phase Lavos has Call Lightning.
Exactly. Being able to absorb lightning during the Lavos fight can just save your butt.
He must have seen something for sale that he really wants.
The ethers.
I guess the ethers. What's really sad, there's a gold stud there too. If you can come up with enough money to get that gold stud, ether's no longer a problem.
He might be going for that gold stud. He just wanted to check both shops here. So you get 2 shops out of this new. It just depends on where you talk to him. On the counter, no, he's just going full ethers. He's just going full ethers.
And full ethers make plenty of sense. Because really I mean, if you equip the gold stud, obviously that means your character who's saving mana does less damage since you have double prism specs.
That's right. Yes, you don't want to sacrifice those prism specs if you don't have to. So what was the portal entrance time? 58 something?
Yes, yeah, 58:10.
58:10, okay. So I think Choco is going to be coming up on that pretty soon here. He shouldn't
And
have
you've got the end of the fight, a small little cut scene,
Yeah.
and however long it takes you to walk in and not accidentally hop in the epic and almost warp to a different time zone like Cecil did.
He won't have a problem with this fight, no. He's done. It's over. Black
Oh, yeah.
Chrono is defeated. So both of them did the correct preparation for that fight. They used barriers and haste when they started, and that's just protection in case you don't beat him before he counts down. But both of them beat him anyways before he counted down to 0. That's the perfect fight. That's what you want to see.
All right, now we see Cecil taking on the first of the Golem fights, which, for those who may not be familiar with that fight, whatever element you attack him with, he will attack you with. So you want to attack with you want your last attack on him to be an element that you can basically take the hit of. Since we know everyone's got blue mails, or there's a lot of blue mails to be had, you would expect to see Marl's Ice 2 be the last attack, and you just kind of stack up everything else in front of it.
That's right. You want to wait for all 3 characters basically to have their ATB full. Then you line up that chain of attacks. You don't want to wait in between each attack because it'll give Golem a chance to attack you. And even then, it's not foolproof. I've used this strategy and he'll still attack me with something I don't want. But Cecil got through that fight with absolutely no problem whatsoever. Very fast fight.
Yeah, I did see Choco step through at about 1 hour, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. So about a 6-minute difference between the runners.
He may be falling even further behind, which surprises me because he's been going really fast.
But Choco is going to go look for the rock.
Okay, so Cecil's going into Ocean Palace at, we'll say, 104.50. That's going to be
That's going to be our next mark.
But Choco went to Enhasa as well.
Yeah, so if Choco skipped this, technically that would be a way to get a little bit of time back. But he has Lucas, so if there was a blue rock here, there is the potential that would make a difference.
So they both found ethers in Enhasa, and they didn't buy them. They didn't go 99 ethers?
Somewhere, Taco Hero is crying.
He might be crying in this chat. I think I saw him here. Yeah, that surprises me. But they're and we got Magus moonwalking again.
Yeah, I did see someone call out the Tab and Vest. Tab and Vest is good. It's not as good as the Tab and Suit.
Yeah,
the Suit's the really good one.
Even with Tab and Suit on, Luca is still just a little squishy, but it's probably still her best armor by far.
I'm always torn if I have the option. Tab and Suit, Prism Dress.
I know what you mean, and if you find enough speed tabs, Prism Dress is the obvious pick. It just has such high defense, honestly, is really what I look for. Because she has decent magic defense, naturally.
We did see Cecil take the time to go pick up the secret chest in Ocean Palace. It's a bit out of the way, but he got an elixir for it. That could be big. And this is the first of the grind fights. If you have the damage needed, you can grind this fight over and over again. I think it's 80 tech points that you get.
Yeah, 80 tech points and 2,600 experience or something.
Any tech you don't have, you can get it. Pretty easy. If you go straight down the tower, straight down this little tower, do the elevator fights, and do the Golem Twins, Moon Blizzard, who I know is in chat, had calculated out, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 690 tech points you get without the grind.
Right, if you include the elevator and the Golem Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, the elevator and the Golem Twins together, I think, combined for about 452. But Cecil looked at his levels there, and he sees he's about level 24. That's just not good enough. You're going to have to get up to, I'd say, at least 27 before you end this grind, and I like to go a little higher. But
typically we fight Lavos somewhere in the level 31 to 33, 35 range.
Yeah, 31 to 33 is like optimal, but you can go earlier and you can go later. Depends on a lot of things.
And if you end the grind at 27, you will gain the rest of those levels through the elevator fight and everything.
Exactly. So that we'll see where he goes with this. And then we're going to see, like Moon said, maybe we'll see this even out a bit depending on how much grinding they need. Actually, I just caught a flash of Choco's levels there. It's about the same as Raster went in. So they're actually, even though Choco did that early desert grind, they kind of came in here with similar levels.
Yes, I would expect to see Choco grind for a bit, just because he's also going to be level 24 or 25.
Yeah, I thought he'd be higher by now, but Cecil must have made it up somewhere. I don't know where.
And really, the game, I mean, this is kudos to Cecil, obviously. The experience redistribution and the level changes and such have made it so that if you take just the fights that are required, you end up pretty close to the levels you need to actually do the final boss. So, I mean, kudos for that.
Absolutely, yeah. You may not be seeing this grind if they didn't get such an early go mode, like we kind of remarked at the time. It was like 40 minutes. That's pretty early. It's not normal to get it that early, and
all right, Cecil has said he's done with the grind.
Yes.
About 1 hour, 10 minutes. A little bit short of that.
I'll make a note. Ooh, Choco's having a very risky battle, it looks like here. Luca's gonna
die. She won't get tech points or experience. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
That's usually okay. And the most important thing is to survive.
Yeah. The double golem blurp is about 3 times as strong, and there's 2 of them. So if you kill them both at the same time, if you don't have 300 health, you're dead.
Yeah, I would say like expect to take 400 damage per character on that twin golem burp. Sometimes it's even more.
All right, so Choco is still just about 6 minutes behind where Cecil was as he came into Ocean Palace. Cecil came in 1:04:10. Choco came in just about 1:10:10.
And both of these runners have to be feeling so good about their time and their chances. So they're both brimming with confidence. Choco could make up a bit of time here if he doesn't go for those extra chests that Cecil did. We'll see what he chooses to do here.
And assuming that Frog has Frog Squash, I have not seen if he has it. Having Frog Squash will save Choco like 4 minutes.
That's right. Cecil's running into this elevator without that Frog Squash or Dino Tail. And the reason we use those is because they are full screen AoEs and they are physical damage. So the third fight on the elevator is infamous for its multi-elemental monster attacks. And if you hit them with the wrong magic, they're going to counterattack, and they also have all kinds of nasty attacks. In the meantime,
status effects, they have damage, they cast magic, they'll cast Delta Strike.
If you don't have a good strategy for it can ruin your day. Choco's going for those extra chests, so he's not going to make up time there. But like I was saying, it'll be interesting just to see how Cecil deals with that third fight on this elevator.
Then, after all of this, you have to fight against Lavos, which is the great equalizer.
It is the great equalizer. Lavos is a difficult fight. You can have really bad luck with him, the RNG really kicks in, honestly, when you fight Lavos, because you don't know if he's going to slap you. You don't know what he's going to attack you with. And
where the boomerangs are going to go in the second phase.
Where the boomerangs are going to go.
Are they going to hit your healer? Are they going to...
Exactly. There's just so many factors there, and you can die to Lavos. And guess what? If you die, you're losing a lot of time.
Yeah.
And the lead instantly goes to the next player.
And you have obstacle to contend with, which is a set status effect, but that is randomized each seed. So we don't know what obstacle is going to be, but whatever it is for the first seed, or for the first fight, it will be for the second fight.
That's right. I think they'll get an opportunity to learn what it is when they fight the Lavos shell, because the Lavos shell will cast obstacle, and then whatever status effect they see from that will be repeated in the other Lavos fights. So if it's something like sleep, they probably won't be too concerned. But if it's something like lock or stop, it's going to be very concerning, and they're going to have to sort of re-strategize maybe. So here's Cecil on the third elevator fight. This is the one I was talking about, that if you hit them with the wrong type of magic, they will counterattack, but you can always hit them with physical. So he is going physical.
Yeah, I would expect to see physical attacks against the yellow and red scouts to leave the blue ones up, because then you could follow up with Marl or Magus casting Ice 2 to take out the last two together.
I mean, I might even just use Marl for Ice 1, because I think she has it, and you could just take out those blue scouts early.
That's also an option.
It's either way, it's not the best team for this fight at all. I think he'll be okay, but it's going to cost him time, and I think Choco's going to really outperform him here because he's got Frog. And whether he has Frog Squash now or not, he will soon.
He doesn't have it yet because there's no Frog Flare. So he's going to have to grind for tech points to get Frog Squash on a character he probably isn't going to carry forward. And if Frog Squash... Okay, I was going to say, if Frog Squash is the last tech, never mind.
He's checking his level. It's not high enough. He has to grind for more time. Yeah, that would be beautiful if he learned that and got to run ahead. But he may actually only level up his mains. He might not be looking at Frog long term. We'll
Marl's
see.
Collapsed. Magus is down to 45 HP.
It's not ideal. There's still 3 of these scouters left. He's got to heal up. He's got to just heal. He's got to... There we go.
And Rubble's almost out of mana, too.
He is. Like I said, you got to use Ice 1 on those blue scouts. Just get them out of the way,
Yeah, particularly since you've already taken out one. Ice 1 to take out one of them. Or just accept you're going to get counterattacked and just nuke it. Because at least now you're only taking 2 counterattacks instead of 4.
Yeah, you have to be careful. I almost never take chances on this fight because it can just get out of hand so quickly. It's probably the least favorite fight for any player in this whole game.
All right, so that fight ends at 1:16:16. That'll be our next time point that we check in to see if Choco's made up any time.
Well, he's probably falling. Well, I think our last marker was 1:08 at the end of the grind. Or no, it was 1:10. So I think Choco is losing time still, somehow.
He doesn't have dark matter to
Dark Matter was doing a lot of
one-shot everything. Although I would have figured Lucas Flare would.
Yeah, he's conserving ethers, which is smart. Cecil's going for these nasty skips and doing a great job, by the way.
Yeah, you got the second skip, missed the first one, but still.
I like that style of his, going in left, coming out right.
All right, so we'll get one last treasure chest at a save point for Cecil before we begin the boss gauntlet. A mermaid cap is not the best cap you could find, but it's certainly one of the better defensive items.
It gives you high defense, and obviously it gives you protection against ice and water
But
spells.
no one uses ice from this point forward in the game, unless you use it on
You're
the
right,
double golems.
unless you use it on the golems, but it won't matter because you have blue mail. So
because you have blue mails.
yeah.
Now, ideally, you want the rainbow helms because that's lightning protection to protect against the crying heavens hidden below, which is the lightning attack from Lavos 3. I think that's the only pure elemental attack that exists from this point forward in the game. Everything else is kind of weird.
I think you're right, because even when you're fighting Lavos, he'll attack you with spells that look very fiery and fire-based, but they actually do like non-elemental magic damage. So the only thing you can protect yourself against elementally during Lavos is lightning.
I think there is one fire attack actually in the main Lavos stage. There's like Flame Battle that does all of 45 damage.
Flame Battle does fire damage, but Shadow Doom Blaze does not do fire damage.
Yeah, it's combo fire shadow, and somehow it doesn't negate the half that you have protection against because reasons.
Just because that's how it was programmed. So Choco is definitely might be keeping Frog here, I think, because he is grinding a little longer than I thought he would. But it must be to get Frog's levels up. He was a few levels behind the rest of the party when he started this.
Yeah, so if you're taking Frog, I mean, that means you're really going Antipode, heal, Antipode, heal, Antipode, heal.
Basically, Antipode, heal, and maybe the odd Frog Flare, you know, if you get the chance. But again, like, he's going to have maybe a stronger endgame team. We'll see how that allows him to pull ahead, but he is falling behind here. He's about 10 minutes behind now, at least if he, that's if he ends the grind now. Cecil has killed golems at 119.42. We'll just call it 120, and we'll make that another mark just to see.
All right, and the double burp has been survived, barely. But barely is all that matters because you can immediately go back, save, and shelter.
That's right. I was also going to mention that Cecil he had a couple, like his third elevator fight was a lot longer than Choco's is about to be.
And just looking at it right now, is you're getting ready to go into the final three fights. Assuming no wipes, you're typically about 15 minutes away at this point, which means Cecil would be looking at a final time around the 135 mark. Without the elevator snafu, that took about 4 minutes. He'd be looking at right at a 130 finish.
I'd say so, yes. Incredible time by both of these players. They're doing so well. It's so fun to watch.
I'm just so glad that I'm doing commentary for this because I raced the winner of this.
Yeah.
So I'm getting forced scouting reports.
You have to perform this well at least.
Yeah, I know. That's a scary thing. All these level 1 cathedral plays and stuff.
Right? Any advantage you can get. Cecil's going right into the shell fight. Did he save and shelter before this? I don't know if he did.
If he didn't save and shelter, he can wait through the cutscene and he will see the destruction of Zeal and be able to bypass it.
That's true. You can die to this fight and then actually recover afterwards. But it does take time.
And then you have to do like the epic crash scene, which is like a 5-minute cutscene. Lavo Shell does, 3 attacks back to back. And it's always in the same cycle. You've got Destruction Rains from the Heavens, followed up by Obstacle, followed up by some sort of fire-looking attack that's not actually fire, which is an AoE attack, and then it goes back and cycles through again. So you've just got a whole bunch of AoE damage coming down.
Yeah,
you get to see
The obstacle is what really can mess with you if you don't have status protection on.
Sleep is probably one of the best ones because it is cured by getting hit, and you're going to get hit in like 5 seconds.
Yes, as long as you have one character who has status protection. It looks like in this case it's Magus, and I'm guessing it's because of that gloom helm that he found. And that's really a good sign that the rest of this fight. So,
and Robo taking the time to heal. It's the safe route here.
And Choco's done his grind. I missed the end of his grind. He's headed to Lavos now. So anything could happen though. Still.
Yeah, because I mean, still Lavos 2 could say, "No, I'm going to boomerang Marl and one-shotter," because he would, and possibly Magus. Which means Robo has to spend his turn reviving Marl and then pray that Marl survives long enough to cast life too.
No, I think it's a given that if Lavos 2 takes out 2 of your characters with the boomerangs, you are almost definitely going to lose.
You just reset it and start over.
Basically, right?
So really, you want Robo to take the first hit, barely survive, and then preferably Robo take the second hit.
Yeah, I think Robo, well, depending on his gear, he could take 2 hits from the boomerang because he does have very high physical defense.
And he has the Robo ribbon.
And he has the ribbon, and he has high HP. He's your tank, for sure. And, well, we'll see what happens here. Cecil's just charging right into this battle. Can barely keep up.
I saw him save. I saw him shelter, so we've got full health.
He's got a gold earring on Marl. That's great. That's exactly what
Marl can now take a hit and survive.
She can take a hit and survive, and she can cast haste. She can cast life too. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful strategy. And Choco about to start the elevator, and yes, brings Frog in. Yes, perfect. We're gonna see a Frog squash strategy here. He's got the gold earring on Frog. He's got 154 HP. And all you need is 45 MP for this sequence, and it's over fast.
All right, so we see Dark Matter. We saw haste onto Robo. The question is Robo going to get a turn before the boomerangs to heal up so that he and Marl can survive? Magus dying is probably the best outcome out of all of this.
Yes, Robo will get that chance, and it's important to take note what Cecil did there was he casted haste on Robo before Robo casted heal beam. And that's what you want to do, because if you cast haste after your character has taken their turn, they won't get haste until they take their next turn. So you want to get haste on someone before they do something.
All right, so now we see Robo with shock doing some damage while Magus is being brought back up. And the scariest part of the fight is actually over. It's not simple at this point. But
I agree. He's on top of this.
Yeah. Cecil has got the right strategy in place.
He does. And now the left arm's down. He wants to get rid of that other arm as soon as he can. And he will. He's got Dark Matter. And
yeah, that's going to be enough damage. I would expect to see Marl cast haste on herself, probably. Maybe just on Magus.
I like casting haste on Marl first, is my personal choice, because
it makes it faster to get the other haste. But in this case,
yeah.
I mean,
it's okay though.
Yeah, getting on a Robo meant that you were able to get that left arm down faster.
Choco's using those, by the way. Choco's using those Frog Squash strats on Elevator. Unfortunately, Frog has kind of a slow speed over there. It took him a little while to pull that out. He ate a few attacks before he got
so the time comparison there, Cecil passed that fight at 116, Choco's at 127, so it's about 10-minute difference at this point.
Yeah.
Not insurmountable.
Yeah. I think Choco was more behind before he started Elevator, and then he gained some time there. And he may gain even more because he just has this powerhouse team now. But Cecil's doing very well. He's playing brilliantly against Lavos. And as long as he doesn't die, I think he's got this in the pocket.
And as long as the stream doesn't die.
Yes, it's a little... Raster Cecil is actually a community member that hails from India, and we have members all over the earth in this community, and sometimes it, causes some technical difficulties, but we get through.
All right, Evil Emanation. That means Lavos is building up for his second round of attacks, which will all do slightly more damage. And Cecil barely made it through that round. I saw 2 characters drop down below 100 HP. So if this doesn't end soon, he might be in trouble.
Exactly. He needs to really clean this fight up quickly. I think he will. He has good damage, but if he allows Lavos to attack him with another Shadow Doomblaze, he's basically dead. Like, the damage gets ramped up so much on his second round.
I kind of would expect to see... All right, there it is. There's the fight. Cecil's made it through stage 2.
Yeah, he's on Lavos 3. That's the core fight. That is the final fight.
And we're about to get the one glitch that is still allowed, because it's not really a glitch.
Yes,
the menu skip glitch.
Yes.
If you press the menu button as the screen fades to black, you have a chance to access your menu in between stage 2 and stage 3. And you're able to fully heal, change equipment out, etc. If you get it, it makes the fight so much simpler. If you don't, you enter this fight with like 100 HP.
He got
the glitch.
Great. So he gets to heal up. He gets to heal up all his mana, all his health. He gets to do some equipment swapping. Sometimes I will take status protection off certain characters. It actually doesn't look like he's playing with much status gear right now, so all he has to do is heal, and he's in the fight, and we are in the final.
And we are looking at, looks like center bit strats, trying to take out the center bit as quickly as possible. The center bit has 8,000 HP, and when you kill it, you are using an AoE attack that hits the left bit, you'll get counterattacked by an X strike that will do about 600 damage.
It's true. It discourages you from killing that center bit with an AoE, but it can be worth it. You want to see he's getting cheeky now. He's hitting you with lightning. He's going to start slapping. Sometimes you get these horrible Lavos centers, and they like to slap. They like to hit you with lightning. You want to get rid of that as soon as possible with a team like this, because he just doesn't have a strong physical single target. Uzi Punch is okay, but you really want something like Triple Kick from Ayla or Confuse from Chrono to get rid of that left bit first. But it's even better sometimes to just get rid of that center. He's going to start casting insane magic anyways. There, he's gone.
So now Robo's going to fall.
Yeah, but he's got Marl with the life too. It's just incredible.
And now the right bit is going to drop its defenses, which we may or may not actually see the message for, because there is a little glitch there that if you do it fast enough, it doesn't show anything. The one thing we're going to run into issues with, Cecil doesn't have single target damage. Or he doesn't have great single target damage. You've got Ice Tackle and Dark Bomb.
Yeah. And he's doing exactly what I was going to say is the smart thing here. Marl's not going to be able to do much, but she can cast haste.
And she can heal people.
Is going to do so much here.
And while you're in this state, no attacks will go off, or unless you cause the counterattack. So you get a couple of free hits and a couple of free turns. Yeah. Magus is going to try to take out the center bit again.
And I noticed on Choco's screen there, he changed his battle speed. I think he was on 1. He changed it to 3 for the Lavos shell fight. And that is something we see that's pretty common. You can play through most of the game on battle speed 1. It's a little savage, but it makes it go faster. but you never want to face Lavos on battle speed 1. He will wreck you.
It's survivable.
It's survivable, but it may be slower than battle speed 2.
It's much slower.
It's supposed to be faster, but
Man, that bit just says, "Hi, Marl. Here, lose 3/4 of your health."
Yeah.
And he is making sure Marl does not fall. You've got to keep that life 2 up. And we see the first time warp gone to prehistory. If the center bit gets an attack off right now, it will be Grand Dreamstone, which is the ultimate physical attack, and Marl and Magus probably both die.
I agree. They probably would. Robo would probably survive, but it's probably my least favorite attack to face when I'm facing Lavos.
It's going to be close.
I think it
Magus,
does more damage than anything else.
He is going to go with the Dark Matter. This, I think, should kill the center bit, and also kill Magus.
Yeah, he'll eat a counter here. And he survived. Oh, no, he didn't survive. No.
And the downside, of course, is that this causes him to lose haste as well. So you have to spend time recasting haste.
You know, one thing you can do if you want to go with a strategy like that, you want to throw a shield on that character who's going to be, like, receiving that counter attack, and it's actually going to save their life.
And I think he was in range. A Dark Bomb would have killed it, which wouldn't have provoked a counterattack.
Right. That's another good strategy, is counting the HP as you go, which I'm not very good at.
Easier said than done when the left bit decides to heal.
Oh my goodness. Chocosura is using Frog Flare, I think, against... Or was that just Flare? No, it was Antipode 3. It was Antipode 3, but it did 5,000 damage to the shell.
Well, that's double Prism Spec Antipode 3 for you.
That's double Prism Specs Antipode 3. So he's going to make up some time here, but geez, if Cecil seals this up, oh boy. If I was a gambling man, which I'm not because I'm very bad at gambling, I probably would have bet on Choco here, but I would have lost everything because Cecil is just pulling out all the stops, all the strategies.
Yeah, no, I'm very impressed.
He's being safe, he's being fast, he's being savage. And
there
it's over.
That's game.
It's over. 135.02, that's amazing. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And Choco is about to start Lavos 2 now. Actually, I think he's catching up fast. I think that 11-minute difference is going to shrink dramatically. So there we have it. Raster Cecil advances in the tournament. And Chocosura, unfortunately, has been exiled from the tournament, similar to how I was last week. So,
all right, we're gonna see. I don't see gold earrings on anyone. Everyone is in range to die from boomerangs on Choco's side. We could get a frog heal off, which might allow some people to survive, because frog's AoE heal is that much better. Never mind!
yeah. Yeah. That's
Double Prism Spec Antipode 3 one-shots the arms!
that's one way to do it.
That's how you survive!
Yeah, I knew he was going to make up a ton of time at the final fight. Because this is going to go so fast for him. And unfortunately, he's probably feeling amazing about his run, and he doesn't know yet, maybe, that it just wasn't quite enough. They both of these players played so incredibly well. That look, there were very few to no mistakes made. Really?
No, I think everyone had good logical plays. The difference, took time to go get Luca. Okay, but Luca gives you flair. It's probably a wash. Grinding time was a little bit different. But I think everyone did the same dungeons. I don't think there was a single dungeon skip by anyone.
Yeah, they did the same dungeons. Choco did a couple extra things, though. He did do the Dactyl Nest, and he dropped off the Moonstone at the
that's true. He dropped off the Moonstone, and the order of dungeons was different. It made some fights easier, some fights harder. I don't know. I mean, this is just an amazing race, straight up.
Nobody did Denadoro, which, may have led to a different whole entire experience. They both did Heckran. I think Choco went there. No,
Choco went to Heckran after getting magic.
That's right. But Choco did an early desert grind with ice water.
That's true. Which means you had to wait for 2 people's speed tabs to fill up. Whereas when Cecil went, I think he had Ice 2 already, and it was just single person go. And Choco did have the dangerous desert fight because the center bit did get killed. So it was a little different, but it was just amazing fight, amazing race all the way around.
Yeah, it was fast. It was intense. It was brilliant. And both runners end up with an incredible time. I shouldn't speak too soon, but I'm assuming Choco has control over this fight. I mean, he's an elite top player, and he shouldn't have any real trouble with Lavos, unless Lavos gets really slappy.
Yeah, I did see he's thrown the shield on Marl. He was preparing to do the Antipode 3 to get the kills off, but we have the random status effect come out. Sleep on Marl, stop on Luca.
That's not pretty, and it's also not predictable what Lavos will cast with that. It says random status effect. It really is random every time. Okay, like we said earlier, you can predict what he will cast on you, like first and second form, but that third form and the random status, it will get you with whatever it feels like.
Yeah, we did see Mega Bomb used to make sure there wasn't a counter attack, so not having to take counters from killing the left bit with an AoE attack. And
that's
now
smart.
We're going to see
it
looks like red pin.
Yeah, the right bit wasn't its defense wasn't lowered yet, so there'd be no point in casting an Antipode 3 on the center. But we'll see him casting Antipode 3 as soon as he.
Yeah, right now I would expect to see Antipode 2 going off. Although Marl is taking the time to throw out haste, so you can get some damage from red pin and such while you wait.
I don't know. He's got a shield on both Luca and Marl. I might go right for Antipode 3 using Luca and then use Frog to heal them, because Antipode 3 is doing 5,000 damage.
That's true.
It's only got 20,000 HP. You can kill it in 4 turns. Yeah, full tonics. Throw full tonics at that character after they get counterattacked.
Yeah, I just wonder, even with the shield, do Luca and Marl have enough defenses? Because it was a fairly low gear seed. I don't think a shielded Marl would take 600 HP damage.
I don't think so. You might. Yeah, I think she'd be okay. I think they'd be okay. Wow.
We made almost 7,000 damage.
That's amazing.
All of a sudden, going looking for those magic tabs that you do 8,000 damage a pop might not have been too far out of the realm of possible.
No, he's playing it safe, which, that's okay. I think that's smart. You don't want to take
It's the play I would have made for sure.
Yeah. You can go ham. You can go for that Antipode 3 there, but
I do think that if you want to go ham with the double Antipode 3s, take the counterattacks, you have to trigger it with Luca, though, so that you keep Marl for life, too.
Yes, absolutely. And they're still doing like an incredible amount of damage, so it 3,500 damage is fine. I would totally accept that. And he's got to be very close to finishing here because Lavos has taken a lot of damage at this point. Ooh, a little glacier action. That's always nice to see.
This allows you to get Mega Bomb off too, so you get 2 Prism Spec enforced attacks. That's
right.
Nice.
I think he's actually optimizing things really well there. Oh, the defense goes back on here, but it gets lowered again very quickly.
That just gives you a turn to give ethers to everyone.
Exactly. He's taking advantage of that, and now the defense is off again, and we're going to see a death very soon.
Yeah, it's going to be coming up here right in just a couple minutes.
It's going to be hard for me not to touch my live split hotkeys.
I know, I almost hit mine too.
And again, like I said earlier, he's made up a lot of time here, several minutes. And it's over.
There's
143,
done 143-ish.
Yeah.
So ending difference is 8 minutes. So at the minimum, he made up 2 minutes from the last time we checked in.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 minutes probably is what he made up just from that higher output damage.
GG to Choco, finishing 143.46. Still an amazing time.
Yeah, GG to both our racers. Like, both were amazing runs to watch.
Yeah, that was some amazing stuff.
So I'm not sure if we're gonna get Choco in here for some interview. I guess Cecil was not available for that, but if we can get Choco in here, we'll do a little interview and then we'll wrap it up after that. So
yep, I know the invite's been sent out. I don't know if we'll get a response or not. For those of you all who are watching and thinking, man, this looks like a ton of fun to play, A, you're correct. B, there is a link that has been flying through the chat to download the randomizer. Come join us, come play. It's a ton of fun. And it's a great first randomizer. If you're interested in running Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide or Free Enterprise, this is a great place to start because it is exciting enough and different enough and kind of opens the door to learning about randomizers in general. Highly recommend playing this. Do be sure to give both the runners a follow. Go check out Choco and Cecil's Twitch page. Give them a follow. Usually see some really good action on both of those. Also, go check out Procky and Brooksley as well. I know Procky's been doing a lot of different stuff in addition to the Jets of Time. So if you want good variety, that's a great place to go.
Yes, variety. That's right. But be sure to give everyone a follow here who's involved, including SpeedGaming 3. I'm assuming you all already follow SpeedGaming 3, but give all the SpeedGaming channels a follow.
Yes.
Raster, Cecil a follow. Chocosura a follow. Corinth, Brooksley, everyone. Give them a follow. And
and a big shout out to SpeedGaming for hosting us and hosting this tournament as we've gone through everything, providing the restreaming service. It's been a big help in helping everyone see and learn about Jets of Time.
Yeah, they've been so helpful because they do provide someone to restream, and they liked what they saw with Jets of Time, and they decided to support it. So I can't say enough about SpeedGaming. The whole community is awesome. And we may not be seeing Choco in here for an interview, maybe.
Alrighty, well.
So we may have to just wrap this up, and thank you all for watching, and you have witnessed history today.
Yeah, I mean, we got We were close to world record times, which is very unusual for races. A lot of the scenes have been very trolly. It's been great fun. Get GG Cecil on your win. I'll look forward to racing you next week. That was a great seed.
Great seed and great job by both players. Just amazing runs by both players.
I think that's going to wrap us up for the night. I hope everyone has a good evening. The next Jets of Time race, exact time has not been determined. It will probably be sometime next week. And I think it will be me versus Raster Cecil. And then the winner of that will take on, I think, Moon Blizzard. Moon may have one more race to get into his finals. So we're nearing like the final matches to determine who's going to come out of this tournament. Moon says him versus Zelfer in the semifinals. Semifinals are going to be best of 3. That's news to me. So not only do I have to race these, I have to race them 3 times.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's fair. It's tough, but fair. Anyway, I love all of you. I love everyone who tuned in today. I love everyone who is part of the staff and all the volunteers. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
So we'll have that coming soon. Hope everyone has a good night, and we'll see you next run.
Good night, everyone.